very good evening to you. I'm starting straight on the mat because I'm hoping my internet is not gonna cut out today and we can get to the end. So I got so many lovely colors. I'm very quickly gonna show you them and then we're gonna get straight into the stitch how to make this beautiful bracelet. It's right angle bead with embellishment on the top. So this is amber. Then we have amethyst, which is right at the bottom here. I've got amethyst, very quickly gonna go through with you, and then I have aqua blue. By now you know the drill. What you need to do, you need to go to totalbeads.co.uk and then you're gonna go into video tutorials on the website. I'll show you later on, I'll show you after the demo, I'll show you the website. Next one is black diamond, which is this one. Next one is blue, which is a beautiful light blue. I love this sort of hint of blue, like really sort of very nice blue. Next one is blue iris. I love the blue iris as well. I love blues. You know me. There we go. Rachel, good evening. They're saying good evening from a sunny Barrow. Jen, good evening from a sunny Sudbury. It's just been raining here, so it's not so sunny here. I think it stopped raining now. I can't hear it on the roof anymore. Champagne is the next one, which is this one. Again, beautiful colorway. I love sort of these neutrals as well. Next one is the cream. Again, very neutral colorway. Dark red, so we got a red one and I got a green one as well. So if you wanted to, you could combine. And the kits are on sale for 2 for 17, and one kit will make you 2 bracelets. So if you want to combine the red and the green, and then it's going to be very sort of Christmassy colorways. I know it's the C word, but it is September now, so we're going to have to start thinking about Christmas. And actually last weekend I was looking at Christmas projects. So this one is a grape. Just want to give you the right names. Next one is the green, which is this one, just a lighter green. Next one is the half silver, very sort of grayish silverish looking color. Next one is the olive green, which I showed you with the red, but I'm going to pick it up again. Next one is the pink. We have to have a pink. Next one is the purple, which is in my head. There we go. Next one is the royal blue. I love this blue as well. Next one is the silver clad, and I love the silver clad as well. Silver clad is one of the sort of bluey grey colors which just goes with everything. So at the moment I am wearing sort of a green top, and even would go with that one as well. So it's quite nice. Next one is the teal, which is this one. And then last but not least, we have the yellow, sort of a lemony yellow color as well. Nice and bright as well. But you could have more than one colors, and you can sort of mix and match and do different segments of different colors of crystals. That would look really good. Right. Okay, so I'm just gonna grab a color, any color, any color. Let's go with this blue. Did show up really nicely, or this a little bit too dark. But we could play around with having 2 colors actually. Quickly. So I'm gonna grab this dark blue out. And I'm going to actually mix this darker blue for you with lighter one, so you can see how does it look like when we mix 2 colors together, because the offer is 2 for 17. So we're going to start with the crystals. I'm going to use the seed beads from the darker shade, because you got the option as well there. You're going to have 2 different seed beads, but each kit makes 2 bracelets, so you could just sort of experiment. Good evening, Elaine. Good evening, Robin. Nice to see you here. I'm just going to get the pearlies out as well, so I'm all ready and everything is out. Now, thread, I'm going to grab a blue thread, a little bit sort of a lighter color thread because of the lighter crystals. Otherwise, because the lighter crystals are see-through, if I do grab a darker thread, it will shine up on it. So just grab a needle. Where's all my needles gone? This one is a bit bent. I only got bent needle. No, this one is pretty straight. I'm running out of needles at the moment. My little sort of tube is completely empty. So I need to grab one next time in the warehouse, but I keep forgetting it. I end up with all of my needles bent. I just have to grab onto them too much. Right, so we're going to start with the crystals. I'm going to pick up 4 crystals and take them down. I'm going to zoom in a bit more for you so you can see. There we go. So 4 crystals. I'm going to start with the darker color. 1, 2, 3, 4. Take this down. I'm going to come through all 4 of them one more time from the tail end to my working end. So I kind of sew them together. And I'm going to go through all 4 of them because this is my first unit. I don't want to knot them together because I don't want the knot then to seep into the crystal, so I can't go through anymore. And I'm going to come to the first crystal one more time so I can pull this up nice and tight. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to add seed beads in, and I'm going to not skip over any crystal. I'm going to go into the next crystal. So I'm coming out of this one and I'm going to go in this one right next door, and I'm going to be forcing that seed bead in between the crystals. So you will cover up our thread puff there, and then the next one, and turning it, going through the next one, and then picking up one more, coming through the very last one. Now I want to work away from my tail because I'm going to be working in a line, so I'm going to weave my thread all the way to the other side, and I want to come out of this seed bead. However, on the opposite side of my tail, however, before I go any further, what I want to do, I want to add the decoration on the top, so I'm kind of making it up as I go along. Now I'm going to pick up 1 seed bead, 1 pearl, 1 seed bead, and I'm going to stitch back. I'm going to come through the opposite seed bead. It doesn't matter which direction you're going to come through here because you're going to be going back on yourself. So then I'm going to come back through the beads I just added, so the seed bead, pearl, seed bead. So if I look at this now, on the bottom end of that decoration, that seed bead have a thread going into either side of the seed bead below. So when I go to the top, I can see there is a thread on one side of the seed bead beneath. So I want to come from the other side, and what that will do is centralize our little decoration on the top. Now this is 1 unit. The next unit is, I'm going to pick up 5 seed beads. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. And then I'm gonna stitch through the very last seed bead one more time from the other side, so I form a nice little circle here. Now I want to add a pearl on top of this one as well, but before I do that, I'm gonna go to the next 3 seed beads. So once I added the pearl, I'm straight in the position to add the next little unit. So the crystals is 1 unit, and just adding seed beads with a pearl on the top is another unit. So I'm going to pick up 1 pearl. I don't need a seed bead either side here because this sort of ring of seed beads are smaller than the 4 crystals together. So as I'm coming out of this very last seed bead, I'm just going to jump back and go through the seed bead on the opposite side, then come back through the pearl, come back through the pearl, pull this up, and once again I'm going to locate this side has got a thread already to that seed bead, so I want to go through that seed bead, but I'm going to come to the other side, so I'm centralizing the pearl. Now you're going to repeat these 2 little units as much as you want, so you could add maybe 3 pearls one if you wanted to, or the next one could be a crystal one. So I'm going to add a crystal for the next one. I'm going to pick up 4 crystals. 1, and I'm going to pick up the other color. 1, 2, 3, 4. Since the kits are on offer, 2 for 17, which is each kit makes 2 bracelets, so you're going to have 4. If you get 2, but if you get 2 colors, then you can do this. So I picked up 4 crystal. I'm going to come through the very last one more time, and then I'm going to go ahead and go through the next crystal in front of me. I'm going to pick up a seed bead. Come on. I'm going to pick up a seed bead and go through the next crystal. Pick up another seed bead and go through the next crystal. Pick up another seed bead and go through the next crystal. Now I already have this crystal right at the bottom, so I'm not going to pick up a seed bead here. I'm quite simply just going to go to the next crystal. So I'm creating a thread path in between the 2 bottom crystals, because when I keep getting caught on this with this thread. I got probably a little bit too long thread, but never mind. So I'm creating a thread path here in between the crystals as well, because when I first picked them up, I went through the seed bead, so there was no thread path like binding these 2 crystals together. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go to the top. So when I come through that, just follow the thread path to that seed bead, and then I'm going to add the decoration on top. So I'm going to pick up 1 seed bead, 1 pearl, 1 seed bead. I'm going to step back and go through the opposite one. Then I'm going to come through the seed bead, pearl, seed bead I just did. You have to make sure that when you do this, like you want it to end up, because on the same side for the pearls, the decoration on top, because sometimes you're pulling it tight, it can sort of jump to the other side. So make sure they always on the same side. So coming back to the seed, pearl, seed. Then just through the very last seed bead, locating it. It's got thread path on one side, so I'm going to come through from the other side, centralizing my unit. And the next one I can go ahead and add, I'm going to add a seed bead unit. So just 5 seed beads coming to the very last one. I'm going to come to the next 3. 1, 2, need to come to 1 more. This is Kim in a sunny Harlow. Oh, bless you. It's not sunny, it's just been really raining down here. But I think it stopped raining now. I can't hear the rain anymore on the roof. Just got a little knot I'm gonna do a part here. So when I undo a knot, I always stick 1 needle in the knot itself and I unpick it with another needle. Because if you're just trying to unpick a knot with 1 needle, what sometimes you can do is tighten the knot even more, and then it's harder to come apart. There we go. Sort of the tail wrapped around the thread itself. That's the easiest way to undo, and the quickest way to undo a knot I found. See, they're saying hi from a suddenly very wet Bolton. It's not just here. Carol, good evening. Hi, Mina. I'm going to come through that bead on the other side. I sort of do this. So when I do something like this, adding to the top, I'm turning it to the mat so the bead kind of sort of stays underneath it and doesn't jump to the other side. I think, tell me if it's just me, but I'm sure it's not just me. We all do things, and this is so sort of subconscious in your mind. Do you just keep doing it without kind of sort of paying any attention to it, like turning your beadwork up or down? Right, I'm going to add 1 more, lots of crystals, and I'll show you the end. So I'm going to pick up 4 crystals again, come through that seed, through the first crystal. So this is the live I was doing last week, but unfortunately the internet cut out, or something happened, and I'm really crossing fingers it's not happening tonight. I reset the router now. I reset everything, so I really don't know why is it happening only to me. But Natalie was here on Monday and she was doing it from here and it was all fine, so maybe it's just me. Right, so coming through that crystal, and I want to go all the way to the opposite end, always the furthest away from my tail. And then add of the very last seed bead. So when I want to add a clasp, and where's a clasp when you need one? Where's a clasp when you need one? Not right. I've got toggle clasp, but these are so much bigger here right in front of me. Let me just grab a toggle clasp. So what I like to do with toggle clasp, we're gonna add a decoration bead on the top there. And what I like to do with toggle clasp, that I do add like a turning a bead to it. It's not so much of a problem on the sort of the side where you have got your ring, but as you want to bring to your T-bar, you want to be able to kind of turn it and pull it through very easily. So what I usually do, I turn the direction. So if I just sewn this to the very last seed bead, then the ring would just sit like that. It would just sort of sit that way on the bracelet. But I really want the ring to be able to turn and sit flat on my wrist. So what we're gonna do as you come, well, let's just add the last pearl on the top here. So seed, pearl, seed, jumping back a section, do with the seed bead here. There we go. Again, I'm turning it, you see? It's just so ingrained. Jenny's saying so far so good. Yeah, hopefully, fingers crossed. It's gonna be good tonight. I reset everything. And I also don't tell this to anybody, but I figured out how to how to turn certain devices off the router. So my lovely son can't go and start gaming. So maybe I thought maybe that could be the problem, that he sneaks onto the internet. So I turned some devices off and I can turn it back one after the live. I'm coming back through those beads. I didn't realize there was such a thing possible, but it is. So I'm coming through the last seed bead from the other side. So now I'm going to pick up one seed bead. I'm going to pick up one pearl. I'm going to pick up two seed beads and go through a loop on the clasp, followed by another two seed beads. I'm going to let them go this all the way down, and I'm going to come back through the pearl. So my thread can twist in that pearl. I'm going to pick up a single seed bead and then come through the very last one. So it is coming out of this side, so I'm going to come from the other side. So I'm centralizing this as well. And all is left to do is to take my thread back and work it off. Maybe do a half hitch knot here and there. And it's a really, really pretty pattern. I just love it. It's very, very delicate. You can do so many different color variations. Do grab the offer while it's there. I'm just going to zoom out and come back, and I'll just pop you over to the website as well. I have to say thank you for Brenda, Alison and Linda to helping me to make up all these beautiful samples. I don't know what I would do without them. I would be there until 2 a.m. every night making samples, which would be fine because I love making samples. But I'm just sort of kind of putting the colors next to each other but as you can see, you could even group 3 colors together, and have like a multicolor bracelet, because each crystal could be like 2 or 3 different colors of crystals, would look really good. And then you could use the same pearl on the top, and then for another bracelet you could use like this lemon would look really nice with that sort of creamy color. Obviously we got red and greens. Christmas is coming up, so we do I've been doing Christmas decorations last weekend, so Laura was down, and Natalie was down as well. We've been up to no good. We've been designing loads of lovely stuff, and just got loads of beautiful projects coming your way in the next few months, running up to Christmas. So there's loads of colors. Do check it out on the website, and I'm just gonna pop you over to the website. I use the light blue and the dark blue today. There's the black. So many lovely colors. You know, I can't contain myself with lovers. I just want to put it down on the table and just look at them. Right, okay, so by now you know the drill, what you need to do. You are gonna go to totallybeads.co.uk. Let me just share my screen. This is very much zoomed in. Why are we zoomed in so much? Yeah, we're very much zoomed in. How do I zoom? Oh, there we go. That's how I zoom it out. So, totallybeads.co.uk. You're gonna click on jewelry making and click on video tutorials. Now, for this one, you have to scroll down a little bit, because this was it was last week on Friday, and all the different colorways are there. There's $9.99 to make one bracelet, or one $9.99 for one kit, or 2 for $17. But don't forget, one kit makes 2 bracelets. So if you go for the offer, then you will be able to make 4 bracelets with the deal on there. So many colors. Very pretty. Thank you very much. Mary's saying beautiful. Thank you. So dainty. It is quite dainty. Let me just come back to my camera. There we go. It's quite, so I got a little stack of sort of jewelry on here, but it will go in with them quite nicely. Probably about 8 mil across, but because the beads are 4 mil, even if we add some on the top, it's not too wide. But I find it sits really nicely on the wrist as well, even in a stack. So you could wear 2 or 3 of them all together. Let's put the blues together. 2 or 3 of them together, because if you sort of slide them a little bit apart, if you do alternate the crystals with just the seed bead pearl unit, it will really nicely sit in together. So if I added another bracelet on there and just grab this color, that would sit in there as well. So they do sit really nicely together. Thank you, Kitty. We managed our live. Yes, we did. Thank you so much. I was like, quick. Let's do this. Let's do the class. But hopefully, fingers crossed. Maybe it's me turning off some part of the internet in the house. I don't know. Or maybe resetting the router worked, but something has worked. Right, everybody, have a beautiful week. Next week, Laura is going to be with you, and I'll be back tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. So Laura's with you in a couple of weeks, and I will be back on Thursday night, and I will be back with you tomorrow morning. We are doing a bit more of a chunky jewelry. So this time of the year, when the weather is changing and the cardigans and the jumpers come out, I quite like to wear something which is a little bit longer, a little bit sort of chunkier, but simple and elegant. So that's what we're going to be doing tomorrow. Have a beautiful